go wide open throttle, shall we? And flooring it. Oh, boost is on. Damn! Holy crap! What a freaking ripper! That was nearly triple digits merging on the highway on the on-ramp. This is not a slow vehicle. Welcome back to another Out of Spec Reviews video, and this time Ford just dropped off the F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid in Limited trim, the top trim. As we do every time we receive a new car, we get a new one every week or two to review for you guys. We go through a really in-depth options and settings setup. We're going to go and get everything set the way we want it for this F-150. We're going to show you all around the truck, and we're going to talk about some of the videos and things we plan to do with it over the week that this is in the driveway. All right, like we do with every car, we're going to get this thing all set up. Make sure we go through every setting, all of the options, and get it ready for the way I want to drive the car for the week. Now, this car has a lot of options, so gosh, this is going to take a while. Get ready, putting the car on, foot on the brake, everything comes to life. Typical Ford chime, built Ford tough on the screen. Looks to have glitched out a little bit on that intro graphic there. I guess there's a lot to process. So as we're waiting for this screen to boot up, it's almost there. You can see we have so many toys around the screen. We have our power inverter on off. We have our camera system, 360-degree camera around the vehicle, which is just so neat. We'll get more into that. Automatic parking, hazards, and traction control off. Other F-150s would have a start-stop button where you can turn on and off the start-stop system of the engine. Because this one is the PowerBoost Hybrid, you cannot. But it's also not annoying like a typical start-stop system because it doesn't use a starter motor to start up the engine every time. It just uses the little electric generator to do it. So you literally, there, just kicked on. Don't feel a thing. You don't hear, the starter motor. And in this, it's actually pretty interesting what this does. If you're just idling, it'll sit at 800 RPM when the battery is full, 1000 RPM for like a little bit of a cold start, and then it goes to 1500 RPM to quick charge the high voltage battery. So, excuse me, let me answer this call, and then we'll get back to setting up the car. Okay, just finished up that phone call, and all good. Let's rock and roll. So we have cameras up. We have, how do I get to the home page once the cameras are up? Maybe this? No. Maybe I have to turn the cameras off. There we go. That makes sense. Got some other neat things. We have our air vents, of course. We have the trailer optioning on this car. This one, again, being a limited F-150. It's also the PowerBoost Hybrid. You know that. This is number 24 of the limited series. I don't know how many they are making, but I guess somewhere less than 10,000 because the numbers go 0024. So it would go up to 9999. Would be the highest number they could get. Anyway, we have the backup assist, so you can basically use this to back up a trailer. I've never tried that. We're going to try and hook up a trailer to that this week and try out some of the towing stuff, see if the electric motor can handle a load. Again, these videos are not the reviews. These are just the setup. We're talking about the F-150 PowerBoost, the limited, every single option. Man, there is so much. Let's get into it. So now we go into settings. This display, first of all, is massive. I don't know if you can hear the EcoBoost running, but it's sitting at 1500 RPM, and I can hear a load on the engine, and what it's doing is charging up the hybrid high voltage battery. Now, is that very efficient to do? I'm not totally sure, and now it just shut itself off. So who knows? I'm sure they've done the calculations that running the engine for a short period of time at load is more efficient than just, letting it idle at 800 RPM. So we've gone through sound, clock. Let's go through phone list. I want to get my phone connected to this. I just got a new phone the other day. So we're going to go into Bluetooth. We're going to hit add phone.
Search for your vehicle on your device and select it once it is found.
Okay, Ford F-150. I just found here on my phone. That was easy.
Confirm that the pin displayed on sync matches the pin displayed on your device.
Yes, and sync. Is it really that easy? That's awesome. Literally 2 clicks and we're done. Pairing successful. How about
For
that?
your safety, please stay alert to changing road conditions and use Sync's voice-activated features while your vehicle is in motion.
Oh my goodness, stop talking. And then my phone is asking, you want to use CarPlay. I don't have Sync 4, that's okay. Use CarPlay. And so enable. So now I guess I have wireless CarPlay as well. How neat is that? This thing's got so much tech. There's also a wireless phone charger just below the screen here. Connectivity, what else do we have? We have connected vehicle features. This is important. Privacy settings, share vehicle data, share vehicle analytics. This is all back with the app and with the factory probably. This car does get software updates, by the way, which is pretty neat. It also has really good driver assistance. We'll go through all that. We just did that. This is the wireless CarPlay, and of course you can hook it up to Wi-Fi. So that's pretty neat. Wow. Let's see, sync navigation. So this is where I can go through my navigation settings. Trailer routing, what is this? We have a trailer optimized routing to, that is the first time I've ever seen that built into a car. That is so neat. So I guess if you have a trailer, it'll prefer roads that are more trailer friendly. There's a towing menu as well. It'll go through, you can add your trailers. We're going to do a whole episode on all of the trailer technology inside the F-150. There's a lot, so stay tuned for that. We have even a setting that says more settings for navigation. Let's just see what this does. Yeah, routing and map preferences. We're not really going to be using that. We'll use the CarPlay, so no need to go through every single one of these things. Radio. Yeah, we want HD radio. You can have more than 2 preset pages. Why wouldn't you just want the maximum? So we'll just put it to 6. Vehicle settings. This will be kind of interesting. 30-minute max idle. Oh, that's a good one. So it'll just shut off after 30 minutes. Some people will like that. Some people won't. Rear occupant alert. No, because I like to leave my occupants in the rear. Easy entry exit. Sure, that'll be kind of neat. So when I open the door, the steering wheel will move, the seat will move back. Although I will say it's pretty easy to get in and out of this truck. It's got the power running boards. Eco idle. Wow, the engine idles at a higher RPM to recharge the battery. Oh, that's what we were just talking about. So you can turn that off if you don't like it. I like it. I think it's good. I like it to just run when the battery is dead, to charge it back up and then run electric. I think that's kind of cool. So my key information, Ford's had this forever, right? So there's 2 admin keys and you can have different ones. Onboard modem serial number, don't need that. Alarm system. This is annoying. Every night that I've had this car parked outside of our house, all 2 of them, I haven't driven it yet, they basically, the alarm's been going off at like 3 in the morning. And I'm like, who's messing with the car out there? And no one's out here, and we have the cameras and everything. So motion sensors off. I think it's just too sensitive to wind. And the alarm keeps going off. So it's nice you can turn the motion sensors off. Remote start setup. This is kind of nice. So we want climate control on automatic. We don't want to use last used settings. It will run for 15 minutes. Is that that's the longest you can let it go for. And the seats and steering wheel will be automatically heated if it is cold. We have wiper settings. Of course we want the courtesy wipe, and of course we want rain sensing wipers. I don't know why those would be even off. The courtesy wipe is one of the best settings to have in any car. It will wipe after you're done washing the windshield one more time to clear off the streaks and stuff. The power tailgate's neat. I'm going to take you around the back and show you that. But what it'll do, actually, let's go around back and I'll just explain. This is the first pickup truck with a power tailgate that we have tested, and I thought it was worth it to spend a little bit of time explaining how it works. There's a button on the back of the tailgate, as well as the key, as well as in the cabin, that can raise and lower the tailgate. This is super useful, especially in the cabin. If you're backing up to a 5th wheel trailer, for example, you can just click the button in the cab and it will lower the tailgate to hook up a trailer. Takes a whole step out of hooking things up. I really like this feature. The power close is interesting as well, because to close it, there's no physical button on the outside of the tailgate. All you do is lift it up a little bit, and then the electric motor picks up and takes over the rest. Pretty neat. All right, so we've gone around back. You've seen how the tailgate works. That is super nifty. You can have it set to do it power or manual here in the screen. I really like that. A whole bunch of lighting. So auto high beams, no, I don't like those. They never work on any car. It's not a Ford problem. It's just like on the highway, they're constantly going off. On back roads, they're fine. Daytime running lights, yes. Welcome lighting. Zone lighting is so neat. So, okay, cool. We'll just keep all that as is. So zone lighting has like light cannons all around the car that will light up the right side, left side for like work sites and stuff. But it's actually just convenient to turn all that on in the driveway too. I really like that. We have ambient lighting as well. Let's turn that up to like 70% or so. We have door locks, auto unlock, yes, mislock chirp. I guess that's if you, let's just see. To chirp twice if a door, trunk, or tailgate are not closed properly. That's kind of nice. Switches inhibit, prevents the vehicle from being unlocked from the inside of the vehicle. I actually don't like that. I guess it makes sense. No one can just like crack a window and unlock the whole thing. But yeah, like what if I leave someone in here and they want to get out? They should be able to unlock. And audible feedback, yes. And remote unlock all doors. So all seems good there for the locks. Then we have mirrors, auto fold, absolutely. Door keypad code. Oh, I don't know what it is on this truck, but I do think on every Ford vehicle, you can hold 7, 8, 9, and 0, and it will lock every car. I think that's like a flaw with them. So you can walk around a parking lot and find every unlocked Ford and lock them by holding the bottom 2 buttons down. Don't quote me on that. Also, don't come to me if someone gets mad at you for doing that to their car. Now we have general settings, language, oh yeah, all this stuff. Touch button beep, absolutely not. Do not like the beeps, software licenses, blah, blah, blah. Don't need any of that stuff. Now we have page 2, system updates. So this car will automatically update over the air, which is so neat. And Ford's going this route. We've seen it on Mustang Mach-E, which we've reviewed on this channel. 911 assist is kind of neat as well. I think it will use like your phone integration, that if you have an issue, it will send parameters of the vehicle and stuff like this. Mobile apps, no, not going to be using any of that. Display settings. Let's see what we can do here. Comm screen. There's also a dedicated hard button to run through the 3 display settings. There's full on, there's the comm screen, which you're looking at now, and then there is full off, which is kind of neat as well. And I just heard the engine kick up. Yep, 1500 RPM. So we have mode, auto, day, night. So let's go to auto. I guess we've been rocking night mode this whole time. Oh, and now everything's bright and white. You know what? I prefer night mode. I think that was the move, whoever set that, just to go night mode all the time. Absolutely. Okay, voice control. Don't need to do anything with that. Valet mode just locks the glove boxes and stuff. Navigation sources. What would that be? Selected default navigation. Waze. No way. That's cool. So I wonder if I can now talk to it and it will navigate to Waze. So let's try that. Navigate to Starbucks. Processing.
Which item would you like?
This one.
Starting route to Starbucks.
And then look, I can go down here and it just goes to Waze.
Be alert and use voice commands while driving.
You've got to be kidding me. So I got to hit enable apps. Yes.
This app's language does not match the active language of sync. Voice commands may not work as expected.
I'm setting it up for the first time, so you're getting all this now. But this is so neat. It knows to go Waze, and then it's going to launch Waze. I wonder if it's asking anything on my phone to do this for. I don't know about that. Yeah. Find drive-through options near you. Okay. Well, this is taking a while. Yeah, we're not going to wait for it. But that's still kind of neat. I think once it does set up and work, it actually should just go to Waze. I love that. I've never seen that before. Okay, seats. Oh, we have to talk about the seats in this truck. So you can adjust the lumbar on the top side, in or out. Okay, it's all air pockets. You can adjust the lumbar in the middle, in or out. And then you can adjust the lumbar in the bottom, in or out. Not only can you do that, this truck has massaging seats. So there's a little button in the middle of the seat controls, or I can of course do it here on the screen, that will turn on the massage. And then I can choose the intensity of the massage, and then I can choose what kind of massage that I want. I've found that the full recovery is the most engaging, moves all the air around the butt and the back, really neat. Passenger seat has it as well. For long road trips, for sitting in your truck a lot, honestly, that's pretty neat. These seats also have a function where they fold completely flat and the bottom of the butt rest raises up. So it's literally like a flat bed and it's made for sleeping. Like it has a sleeping mode. It also has another mode, which I'll show you now. Let's jump to it. Guys, check this out. All you have to do is click this little button right here. The shifter folds down completely. And then you get this workspace. I love this. This is great if you're going to have some food, if you need to get some things written down. I think that's such a neat idea. What a really cool thing. Also, this seat You can push this all the way down. It'll fold completely flat. I think it even goes farther if you put the back seats up, but watch the back butt area here. It actually raises up here towards the end, right there, so that it makes it easier and more comfortable to lay flat in your seat. So neat. So it's so cool how you can just turn this thing into a workspace. I absolutely love that. I am going to turn the massaging seat off because it does use, or not use, but it makes some noise, and I don't want to distract you guys with the massaging seat noise. So that's pretty neat. Vehicle has a hotspot, and then of course you can have your own personal profiles, and you can even link them to a key if you would like. So all pretty neat. Then we have a features tab, which I love. So you get the driver assistance, which is adaptive cruise control, lane centering, all of these things. So auto hold when you come to a stop, we want the car to keep the brakes on. I love that. Cruise control, definitely want adaptive, but actually intelligent should be even more. What this will do is slow down for corners and stuff, and we're gonna have it automatically set 5 miles per hour over the speed limit. So if I'm driving on the highway and it goes from 75 to 65, the car will go from 80 miles an hour to 70 miles per hour and just keep me 5 over, generally how I drive. And I think that's pretty neat. We have lane keeping system. Definitely want to have lane keeping in the full thing. So if I hit the line, it'll push me back into where I need to go. You can turn all this off, of course. And intensity, yeah, normal seems pretty good. Let's try that. Pre-collision assist, man, so many safety technology. There's a distance indication that will come up that if I'm too close to a car, it will show. I just like to see it work, so I'll keep that on. Evasive steering assist, that's like if you're heading to a car and you go to avoid it, but you're not actually turning enough, it'll turn you a little bit more. I like that as well. Alert sensitivity, high. I like to be alerted early if I'm about to total a media vehicle. Let's see what else we have. Rear view camera. Yes, we have all the good stuff there. That works great. Blind spot monitoring, parking aid sensors. Let's see what this is. Front sensors always, rear sensor always. Sure, why not? And actually, you know what? That would get annoying. What this will do is the rear sensors, anytime someone pulls up behind you, it'll start beeping. But anytime you come close to something in the front, it'll beep at you. Wow, are there a lot of settings. Reverse brake assist and driver alert. Oh yeah, this is like if you're getting tired or not paying attention. Now, on the topic of driver assistance, this car has eye tracking. So there's a infrared sensor here and an infrared sensor here for Co-Pilot 360, just like the Mustang Mach-E. So right now the car will pretty much drive itself in its lane. You know, level 2 driver assistance, you have to pay attention and you have to keep your hands on the wheel. But soon through an over-the-air software update, you'll be able just to sit there like this. As long as you're looking at the road, the sensors will know you're looking ahead and the car will just drive itself. It'll never ask you to touch the wheel. How neat is that? Can't wait to try a lot of this technology out. I think that's so cool. So that's just the driver assistance tab. Then we have the Pro Power onboard. This is another video you're going to have to stay tuned for because there is a generator mode that can go up to 7,000 watts. We have two 3.6 kilowatt inverters on here that will take energy from the high voltage battery DC, convert it to AC, so you can run welders, you can run a toaster, you can charge an electric car perhaps. We're going to be trying all this out. I think that's so neat. And then of course you have zone lighting, so you can choose what zones you want to light up. This is so neat. It's so bright. It really makes a huge difference at night. I absolutely love that. And then you have all of your towing stuff. Like I said, we're going to go more into there. Power running boards are kind of annoying. Every time I walk by the truck, it knows I'm approaching it, approach detection, and the boards fold down. Now, I would keep it on, but they're just noisy. So when I get back in the truck, like you just hear it clunk and click and stuff, and it doesn't seem that premium. So let's see, auto, and you can just either keep them off. So if you're off-roading, you don't want them going down and hitting things, obviously. You can keep them out. You just heard them thunk down. And then of course you can have it on auto and auto timer. I think I'm going to put the extended timer on because I've had one situation where I got in the truck and it was raising the power running board as I was putting my foot on there, and I was like, oh, don't want to get stuck in the middle of that. So that I guess we can extend. There's also a kick switch on the side that you can kick anytime to raise or lower the running boards. And then you have your power flow for just like your hybrid, what's going on, whatnot. So with all of that set up, I think that's probably all we really need to get into for the time being. So much to absorb here. You have heated, cooled seats, heated steering wheel. You have tons of different driving modes. We'll talk more about that when we get it on the road. Let's go do that. Let's go take this for a drive and spend 15 minutes talking about what it's like to drive the F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid Limited. Time to go for a drive. We have a ton of menus here in front of me, so I think what I'm going to do is select my view where I can kind of customize what I want to show up here. There's so much. There's like an EV coach to tell you if you're regenerating power using the electric motor or the combustion engine. I think we will keep it on the EV coach. Sure, why not? Let's go into reverse. This one has the 10-speed auto. It says reverse brake assist not available. See owner's manual. Okay, not so worried about that right now. Really great backup camera. The 360-degree view is awesome. You can hear those running boards just screaming away underneath the car, slamming into the underside. Just kicked on the combustion engine. First off, the seating position in here for driving is unbelievably great. I can see everything around. I absolutely love this glass roof. So many cars you get a glass roof in, you don't really notice it. You really notice it as a driver in here. It just feels so airy and massive and big and happy and light. It's a very pleasant place to be. In terms of spec, I really like this exact color combo. It's sort of a dark blue with the blue leather interior, leather dash, and then this sort of a light gray and dark blue seat mixture. It works really well. It reminds me of like the Lincoln Navigator Black Label, but like the yacht edition or the yacht, whatever that was called. Really nice interior. I'm gonna put the massaging seat on as we go for a drive. Why not, right? Just making sure the camera is on, and it is. So lots of different modes. Right now we're in normal mode, just cruising along. Now there's a little dial to the right of my knee down here that I can twist, and this twist dial changes all of the modes. Before we get into that, the middle of that button will lock the rear differential up to I think 20-25 miles an hour or so, which is pretty neat. So let's head out onto the road this way, and I like that a lot. I can also select 2 high, 4 high, 4 auto, or 4 low. Now, when I change the drive modes around, it will automatically select 2 high, 4 auto, or 4 low for me if I don't want to do that. So kind of nice that the truck takes care of everything for you. If you're just kind of like a driver who doesn't know when they should or shouldn't put it in 4-wheel drive, now you know. Light acceleration. Feels pretty good. Tons of torque down low, which is nice. I mean, that's what you get with having an electric motor with 221 foot-pounds of torque. It makes 60 horsepower, 50 horsepower, maybe less. Low horsepower from the electric motor, but tons of torque. Benefit of electric, of course. So you get instant response. It also fills in the gaps between gear changes okay. Yeah, you really don't feel them that much. So there's 2 ways I can shift gears. It's so much to go over with this truck. Trust me, it will go on and on. On the left side of the shifter, I can downshift or upshift, but what it will do in drive is it's a gear limiter. What it does is when I downshift, it locks off the top gears. So for example, if I only want to use up to 6th gear like we're in right now, now the car will operate totally normally at low speed, but it just won't go past 6th gear. This is a 10-speed transmission. Now there is a manual mode, there's an M that I can push, and now it will lock in the specific gear that I'm asking for. You can see auto hold is holding the car. I have a little thing on the dashboard that's a picture of a hand stopped. I think that's kind of neat. So manual mode, now I have control over what gear the truck is in. I like that there's both. Gear limiting is great for towing a trailer, for example. If you just don't want it constantly going in and out of top gear, you can just say, hey, don't go into 10th or 9th, for example. But with manual mode, it's awesome if you want full control of the vehicle all the way around. Oh, this is really nice of the guy in front of us, handing this guy some money. And let's head off to the highway because I'm really curious about this truck's on-road manners. Now, we are going to do a little bit of light off-roading. We have tons of videos to make with this truck. I think we're going to make 8 to 10 videos. This is our first, of course. But we do need to figure it out. So we have everything set up. We're in normal mode. Let's go to Eco, for example. So the gauges change. I love the graphics on the gauges. And now I have an RPM tachometer and a leaf in the bottom left that says orange. And I'm guessing it says orange because the engine is on. Oh no, that's the indication that I'm in hybrid mode. Now I'm driving around in electric. I have a little bar that says, hey, don't go past this pedal position. We're cruising in EV mode in a truck. First time I've ever driven a truck that's electrified. I gotta say, it makes a lot of sense. Really awesome experience having electric motors, all that torque. The quietness is nice. I mean, the build quality on this truck is insanely high. It's really screwed together nicely. The materials are awesome. I can see as I'm using more of the battery pack, as it's losing state of charge, the electric power available is decreasing, kind of like a Prius. Now if I just put my foot down a little bit, boom, combustion engine's on. So eco mode will prioritize electric driving. I actually like that a lot. I probably, if I owned this, would just drive it around in eco all the time. Why not? It's got plenty of power. So now we will go into sport mode. And in sport mode, it goes to 4 auto, right? So now it's switched out of 2 high and into basically all-wheel drive. And I can feel it's downshifting ahead of moving down here. I will say the transmission felt a little clunky there, though. It kind of just slammed into gear. Didn't really rev match that well. That was kind of odd. I do like the gauge cluster changes, but I don't like the display for sport. I don't think there's a way that I can just keep the gauge clusters in like a normal mode all the time. Maybe there is, I don't know. We're just gonna merge around everyone here. Ooh, much touchier in sport mode. It really wants to get up and go. We'll certainly try some of that acceleration merging onto the highway. But before we do that, let's try some other modes. So we've done sport, eco, there's tow haul. We're not towing, we'll save that for another video. Normal. Then there's it's 4-wheel drive. Slippery mode. Wow, does that really delay the accelerator pedal? My foot went way down in slippery mode. And then on top of slippery mode, we have deep snow and sand, and then mud ruts. Kind of neat how many different modes there are. I think normal is probably where most people are just going to drive their truck because it drives so great in normal, and then they can just choose if they want 4-wheel drive or 2. But nice to know you have the option to change it around. So that's all the drive modes of the F-150 off the bat. In terms of comfort, well, it's actually extremely comfortable, I'm finding. It soaks up the bumps nicely, steering super light, nicely weighted. I don't know if this one has the variable steering ratio, although I bet it does, because it feels real sprightly at low speed like this, like it really wants to turn. I kind of like that a lot. So many extra buttons down here to the left of my left knee. I can change the lights, I can move the pedals in and out. We have the light cannons, we have the auto tailgate function. So many different things here. What I'm most excited about, though, is trying out some of the driver assistance systems, and then of course the hard acceleration. Those are the 2 things I'm really curious about, because I wonder, you guys will have to comment, do you think truck buyers are open to electrification? This is a big question. I personally am open to electrification with trucks, but I'm not sold on electric trucks just yet. I think the range compromise when towing, when working a vehicle hard, keep in mind I drive EVs every day. This is my main form of transportation. I just don't think it works for trucks yet. We'll have to see. But I really need a vehicle personally that can tow, that can go into the mountains, that we can adventure with, and I just don't think electric is the right platform for that. So this hybrid is kind of like I guess it's not even a happy medium, because it charges off the combustion engine, and I don't necessarily like that either. I like the benefits of the hybrid system, such as the 7-kilowatt onboard inverter, where we can charge things off the back of the truck. I love the instant power it gives, the torque, so I certainly would get the hybrid one over the base combustion engine EcoBoost. But if they offered a plug-in hybrid, that actually may make sense for a truck. And I think more so than any other vehicle application, plug-in hybrids make sense for big trucks like this. So let's try some of this driver assistance. I've turned it on here with this little button. I'm going to set the speed by pushing this button. We're going to set the maximum up to, let's say, 40 miles per hour. There we go. And just like when I drove the Mustang Mach-E, I'm able to put it in that driver assistance display. And it's really neat how Ford does it. They make sure you know exactly what's going on. They give you a bubble around the car when it's doing everything. They give you a warning to touch the steering wheel if needed. It's really an awesome system, Copilot 360. So I'm expecting it to be similar to the Mustang Mach-E. I'm excited for this eye tracking to come as well, because when you do the eye tracking, it will only be on pre-mapped highways. So like any major highway in the US will be able to use hands-free. On back roads, you'll still have to touch the steering wheel. So we're gonna hit this to resume. And now it's accelerating all on its own. And needs to accelerate a little harder, I think, but it's still steering. And it didn't stop steering through that whole intersection. That was really neat. It just did all of that. So we'll keep going here, but man, so far it's steering like a boss, as they say. Okay, holy crap! I'm grazing the bottom of the wheel here. That's really good. You know, we're talking Tesla autopilot good right through there. And very few driver assistance systems in cars are this good. One of the things I like about Ford's Copilot 360 approach is they focus heavily on safety, not so much on functionality of promised things that will never come, like full self-driving. Now, I'm not saying it will never come, but I'm not convinced the regular, you know, Tesla vehicles they're trying to push full self-driving is actually safe, smart, or a good use of the technology on the cars. No question, I use autopilot every day though. I like Ford's approach here, because what they've done is they said, hey, you know, we have really good camera systems. Let's just do the best we can at making a driver assistance systems, add a ton of safety tech on it, like forward collision warning, pedestrian, you know, rear cross traffic, way more than like a Tesla has for safety. And then, you know, we'll make it very clear to the driver as to what's going on, what the car can do and can't do. And right now, the truck's done everything. We're not even on the highway yet. So that is impressive. We're also driving in electric mode right now. This is really neat. It's the first pickup truck I really love. And I shouldn't say that as an independent reviewer. You know, I'm objectively reviewing cars all the time, and we'll definitely do that during this week. You know, what's good, what's bad. But so far, I can't find anything bad about this truck. It says resume control. Okay, I'm touching the wheel. Sorry about that, truck. I was just complimenting you. Don't yell at me. And man, does this thing just freaking drive so nice. It's quiet. We're doing 40 miles an hour. Can't hear a thing. Really quiet. And I just tried the sound system before we actually went and left, because it doesn't come through on video, but man, is that thing banging. Really good Bang & Olufsen sound system on this car. Really a great system. I love all the storage. I love how everything is so thought out and useful for truck owners. You know, they really looked at, you know, the past, 14 generations of F-150 and said, how are people using these pickup trucks? And man, they got it right. Ooh, new 4 Series just went by. Ugh, the grill on that was bad, really bad. Oh, and that was like a base 430i. Yikes! Anyway, let's merge up onto the highway and see how this thing feels at wide open acceleration. So I'm turning off Copilot 360. I'm going to be selecting sport mode. So now it should feel, yeah, it should switch. So now we're in 4 auto in sport. Man, it just downshifts and it's ready to go. Even the noise seems a bit louder, although that might be placebo. They could be pumping some of the sound in through the speakers on this car. Wow, the torque is instantly there. I mean, I'm just grazing the accelerator pedal, and it's just really quite responsive. It's amazing how quickly they've gotten this turbo motor to react. I'm sure the electric motor helps with this as well. So let's go down to a low speed here and just go wide open throttle, shall we? And flooring it. Oh, boost is on. Damn! Holy crap! What a freaking ripper! That was nearly triple digits merging on the highway on the on-ramp. This is not a slow vehicle. Keep in mind, I just came out of the Corvette C8 that I just had last week, okay? And this feels fast. That's impressive, because sometimes I'll get the placebo where, you know, we're so used to driving such powerful cars, we'll get into something normal and it just feels slow. I just got out of a C8 Corvette, and this thing feels fast. That was genuinely the first time I've really nailed it. Wow, does Ford have a winner on their hands here? What else would you want in a truck? It's unbelievably comfortable. It doesn't look pretentious from the outside. It looks like a nice truck, but no one's going to be like, damn, you spent 80 grand on a pickup truck. It doesn't give you that vibe at all. Here we are up to 80 miles an hour. Speed limit 75. Let's try some co-pilot assisting. So let me just make sure. Now it's on. I've selected this. I need to go back to driver assistance view. There we go. Now we're all set. And I'm going to put the distance to the closest. And now we're cruising. How neat is this? And the truck's steering itself. Now, Copilot 360, if I remember correctly, doesn't do lane changes, but it does re-engage automatically. You don't need to take it off the system and then re-turn it on. Let's try that. So signal, the bubble has gone away, making our lane change. Once we're locked in the lane, and boom, instantly resumes control. And it even gives you the little logo here. This is just the freaking best. You get a pickup truck with all this driver assistance. Like, people don't realize how important active steering is for reducing fatigue on the road for long distances. I gotta say, guys, I'm super impressed, as you can tell. I have air-conditioned seats. Let's try those out. What more would you want here? It's got wireless CarPlay. Anyway, but before I just repeat myself in my excitement over the F-150, I hope you guys have enjoyed learning a little bit about the F-150 Limited with me. This is number 24, so if this one ever ends up for sale somewhere, you'll know we had it, although I think this is a pre-production truck. I don't know. Anyway, we will talk to you guys later on. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And I'm excited to show you the rest of this truck. I can't wait to try out a whole bunch of tests. I'm actually on my way to go shoot our fuel economy test right now. Should be pretty interesting. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.